Hey there and welcome to the video. In this session we're going to be talking about how to implement the str dunder method here into your classes. So the first thing I'm going to do is just create a simple list. Let's put 4 in there as well. And let's go ahead and print this. So nice and simple to begin with. So what's happened here is effectively we've passed a into the print function. Now, what's happening behind the scenes, it's probably not as straightforward as you might assume. So the print function is actually looking for something of a. Specifically, it's looking for this, or it's looking for this here. This is a string, so dunder str or dunder repr for representation, as you could say. And these are effectively two methods which describe how to print something. This one's generally your public-facing, nice and fancy-looking method. This one here is more for a kind of behind-the-scenes developer kind of point of view. We'll focus on str for the time being, as it's probably more commonly used. So this method basically says, if I'm printed, here's how I should look, effectively. So we're going to look at how to implement this in our own classes today. So let's quickly blank this off here. And we're going to make a really simple class. Let's just say class human. And let's just go ahead and do a quick constructor. Let's just say name, age here. If you're unsure as to what this section is here, I did a previous video on this. So if you want to go have a look at that, then feel free. Well, for the point of this video, I'll just brush over it for the time being so we can focus on str here. Now, here's our class, and let's just define our instance. Let's say a is equal to a human. Get rid of that double space here. And let's just say John 35, like this. And hit run, check there's no errors. Okay. Right, we're good to go. So, first thing to note is that whenever we build a class, we actually inherit from what's called a base class. So, in Python 3, it's done for you. So, back in the old days, we used to have to do this here. Or you could do this if you wanted to. We could basically say, this class inherits from this here. And this is called the base object. It's actually done for you now, so without you even knowing, which is, I guess, good and bad. It's good because we have some basic functionality behind the scenes, but it's bad because you might not know it's happening. So what I can do, just to verify this, if I just do print human, and look at this bases one here, I can see that this human class is based off of this base object class here. And then what I can then do is if I just run the dir function over object, let's have a look. There we are, just like that. Let's see. There we go. I have dunder str and dunder repr here. So these two methods actually exist in our base class, which means that whenever we print an instance of human, of course, because these don't exist in this class, it's going to go up to the base class and see if they exist there. I will be doing a future video on inheritance, so if you don't quite get it at this point, then that's fine. But effectively, if we try and print an instance of this class, print is going to say, do we have str? No, not in this class. Go and look in the base class. Is it there? Yes, it's here. So use that. And because the base class does have this str, it's going to print, but it's going to print something not particularly nice. So if I go ahead and print a, we do get some response back, but we get this, so probably not ideal. So that's our main human object at this memory address. So what we want to do is we want to implement our own str method inside our class, so that whenever we print an instance of the human class, the print function is going to first look inside here and say, do we have an str method? And if so, cool, let's use that one. So to do that, just do a def, make sure it's the same level as your init, and just do str self. And already, if I just jump straight into this, let's get us moved up here for the time being. If I just did, just to show you as a really basic example, I just did return hello. Let's check this out. There we go. So now printing a here, so of course, first of all, it's going to say effectively, does a have this str? Yes, it does. So use that. So therefore we return hello. So therefore we print hello. If we remove this, we ask, does A have str? No. So go look in the base class. Does that have it? Yes, but it has the one that we don't really want to be using. So that's why we should implement it ourselves. And of course, if you're building your own classes, you generally want to have some kind of way of making your class printable, just so it's nice and user-friendly. So we'll do a really basic example here. Let's just say we want it to print a nice string with the name and the age. What we can do is just use a simple f string. So if I just did hello, let's just say hello, I am blank. Let's just do blank years old like this here, and then because we're having these little placeholders, we want to pass in self.name, self.age, and now when we hit run, there we go. It's important to do self in here because, of course, this str method is being called on the instance. So you can effectively think, whenever we do print a, replace self with a. So kind of think of this as saying a's name, a's age. To verify that, we can also create a second instance of b. And let's just do it slightly different. Let's say Alice. Let's say Alice she's getting on. She's 100. Print b. There we are. Just move this up a little bit for you. There we go. So that's str. It's a pretty simple thing to do. And in general, if you're making your class so you're public facing and people are going to be printing it, you always want to kind of get this done first. And this is just a personal preference, but I always put mine right at the top. So I've got all of my dunder methods right at the top here. Last important thing to note is that this must return a string. If you did say return 0, blank this off for a second, it gets this here. So just be sure that your str dunder method is returning a string. In this case, I'm returning an f string, which is fine. And there we are. Cheers for watching, guys. If this is helpful, feel free to like, subscribe, whatever. If so, that's super kind. But if not, have a good rest of your day. Thank you.